Hi there, it's Joy.
It's Tim, man.
What are you doing?
Zup, Joy. How's it going today?
Who are you and where is Tim?
You don't have to be salty. I'm just trying to relate to the millennials, okay?
Well, this isn't how you do that. They like authentic.
Oh,
I don't think you're being authentic to
well,
Tim.
that's probably true.
Well, we are back for another Your AI Brew, and we are continuing with our series on how to market to the different generations.
And today we're going to talk about millennials, of course. And millennials are that group right after the Gen X's. They are born in the mid 80s to the 90s. And I think we can probably say more than anything else, they are our first real tech generation.
Yeah. Yes, they grew up with a smartphone in their hand.
A smartphone in one hand, an iPad in the other. So, and that's 98%. I saw that stat. 98% of all millennials use a cell phone, and they get on it at least once every hour, which is amazing to me.
Well, and we also know that they're mobile first. So if the smartphone is always in their hand, they're not going to their desktop to get information. They're getting it all off their phone, which what's great about that is, so your marketing can meet the population and where they're at, which is key to marketing.
So yeah, they're not using TVs. So
no
commercials are probably not even worth doing, either radio or television. They're not reading newspapers. So
yeah,
if you're advertising to them on TV, radio, or newspaper, you're just throwing your money away.
Well, and I thought this was interesting too. Like, they're into convenience, which I don't know, but as a boomer, I'm totally into convenience, which I think is great, but it makes sense in terms of the buyer journey of if they see it, investigate it on their phone, they're going to buy it off their phone. But what I mean by convenience is they're not necessarily brand loyal, where I think boomers are more brand.
Very brand
we're loyal.
Well, and I think what they're loyal to, though, is they are convenience with a purpose.
Yeah.
And as advertisers, as marketing people, we have to realize if we want to reach the millennial generation, you have to have purpose-driven content. How's this helping the environment? How's this helping politically? How's this helping the next generation? So,
well, and I think too, since they grew up with the phone in their hand, that's why authenticity is so important, because they've kind of been through the cycle of everything. I mean, they were the beginning, and they are the largest population.
Right.
So they've been through all the things from the beginning to where we are today, where boomers are kind of late to the party.
Yeah.
They were first to attend the party.
Exactly. Where they started out with the smartphones, we're like, I miss our BlackBerry. I miss my BlackBerry.
Shut up.
I miss mine too.
But I hope they come back. So shush.
But that is true. That is, they are. And the thing that really stuck with me is 84% of them have some type of social media account.
Oh, yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. They have something.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. How do you, in this market, what's the platforms that you use? What's the content you need to create to reach that generation?
Well, and what is the number 2 search engine in the United States? We know number 1 is
Google for now.
For now. AI is going to be number 1 soon. But number 2 is
YouTube.
Yep. They want to see videos. They are the video generation. If you've ever been in a public place, this is what you will see from most millennials.
Oh my God, if you're in an elevator, you never make contact anymore. And we're not picking on millennials because we're all that way. But for content, you need to really have a large percentage of your marketing in videos. And, we are into that too. And I think variety in creating videos is what's important, meaning we do this podcast and we put the full podcast on YouTube. And then we break this up and that's what we put on Instagram. But now we're working on creating AI videos, and that's going to be added to our Instagram account. But how we do it is going to be added to our YouTube. So we're going to be authentic in terms of how we create it, but we're going to have a market of engaging stuff that's fun, catchy.
Right. Well, I think that's the key is we're used to, as Gen Xers and baby boomers, to have the sting at the end. You read through all the content, have that memorable quote or something at the end. With the millennials, they want it at the beginning.
Yeah.
They want that hook at the beginning, and they'll watch the whole video.
Right.
As long as it's not too long.
Well, and that's something that I've really had to learn and work on because I got feedback this week. I created less than a minute or just at a minute. And the feedback I got was, oh my God, that is so long. And I'm like, long? But then when I started creating 11 seconds, 14 seconds, 16 seconds, I was like, wow, that is really powerful. And the pop is in the beginning to grab them instead of waiting till the end. So if you're not in the video space yet as a small business owner, you need to get into the video space, and your message needs to hit right off the bat.
Yep. Yeah, it does. It has to be, you have to be boom and not boom.
Yeah. So time needs to really be spent on how you're going to market to millennials, because in doing some research for this podcast, I didn't realize that they were the largest population. I didn't realize that they are the original mobile tech savvy generation. So you have a huge population. They're all tech savvy. Your marketing needs to reflect that and not be general, but very specific. So it's Instagram, it's YouTube, but they're on Facebook too.
They're on Facebook too.
And doing lives or just putting videos on Facebook, you're going to garner attention too. Right. So as with all generations, it's a mix. But knowing how generally they are, you can target your audience in the most effective way.
Well, I think a lot of them, of millennials, really like influencers. And they don't, but I think now it's morphing into, it used to be they like the huge influencers. Now they're into more very targeted micro influencers. And the best person to be a micro influencer for your business is you.
Well, and so how do we bring AI into it? So we've identified the generation, we identified how they want to get their content, we've identified what type of content, which is video, but how do you create it? And that's where AI comes in. And it is making huge, huge advancements in video creation. I mean, I'm playing with it for hours every day. And there's a learning curve to it, no doubt. I don't want to know how many hours I've spent trying to create 11 seconds. It would probably not make me very happy. However, once you learn it, the ability to bulk create or create a template or just kind of get in the sequence of it, it's just like creating other content. There are a bunch of tools out there that's available. I've tried 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've narrowed it down to 3 that I'm going to focus on depending on our use of it. So you're going to have to spend some time learning how to create it. However, it's less expensive than doing an ad.
Yes.
By having a marketing agency do an ad, you can DIY it. And also you can leverage your product, whatever it is, by making it interesting because of AI images.
AI images, AI ideas.
Totally.
I mean, I love AI because it helps me generate ideas. It helps me, I'll throw in a topic like I have this saying, life's a journey. It starts with the first step. How can I make that more exciting?
Right.
And AI can give me ideas. And that's the important part is to always remember AI is the human element in it. And that's what we're learning is that AI is a great tool. But as millennials will say, it's a tool. My cell phone's a tool.
Yeah.
This video is a tool. So.
Well, the other thing is, this is what I did last night because, I don't struggle creating content for text or images, but I have struggled making things interesting right off the bat with a video because I haven't done a lot of that. So last night, I was conversing with ChatGPT and I just kind of gave him the scenario, the scenario of I'm struggling coming up with ideas for engaging short form videos. Help me prompt you to get me the best response. And I've never done that before. I've always been able to come up with the prompt all by myself, but I'm like, God, some of this stuff I've seen is so cool, so attention grabbing. I want my stuff to be that way too. So today, that's kind of what I'm playing with is how to get that prompt for the video I want to create. Right. And that's some work. So we're going to talk about that in the future.
We're going to talk about that. That's an important aspect of it. And I think the future, going into our AI minute, the future, we talked a little bit about last time about the small language models. And that fits real well into the millennials because one of the advantages of the small language models is it's going to be more environmentally safe or more environmentally conscious. The large language models, for example, take a lot of water to keep the machines cool. The small language models, because they will be more smaller machines with more condensed information, you won't need as many resources to keep them running. So that's why probably we are going to a large language model for introduction stuff items and then small language models from there. So that is our next. We'll talk more about small language models, large language models, and where AI is going with all generations.
I know. So what's our next one?
Well, I think on September 17th, though, we have a huge event.
Yes.
If you're in Colorado Springs, we want you, or in Colorado, September 17th, AI in Reach. We're going to talk about how to make your voice louder on the web and reach all generations. AI in Reach, go to our website, www.youraiwizards.com. And, there's a Gen X thing I just did there, www.com. And there's a button, AI in Reach, sign up. Seating is very limited. I know people say this all the time, but we want to give everybody that one-on-one time with the wizards. Yeah. So we are limiting it to a very small amount. So sign up today and follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Just follow us for more fun stuff. And I promise not to be an intimidator or imitator.
Imitator
of millennials anymore.
All right.
Peace out. We'll see you next time.